Hello everyone. So in the previous video we have seen how markup, script and styling is written in an Ionic View application. So in this video we will be covering about some of our UI components of Ionic. So let's just see what markup is written over here. We have a title over here, which is inside our toolbar. Then we have content, which contains all of this part. So I don't want this, so I will just remove it. And then I also don't want this script over here, this style over here, the CSS that is written. So just save it and just go to our code, and we are getting fully blank application over here. So the next thing that we will be seeing is, we have seen how we can install, how we can create and how we can run the app. Now just to go back, and here we can see some UI component link is given here. So as you click on that, you will get this page. It contains all the UI components that Ionic provides, and also how we can use them, what methods, events and styles we can apply on them. Everything is available over here. So let's just see with the first one, and I will be showing the usage of the first, and it will be our toolbar. Just go to Ion toolbar, and every UI component here in this page, definition is given, all its content is given. Then here a demonstration is also given of iOS and Android. So this is how we can use Ion toolbar. So first of all, let's just see. Toolbars are positioned above or below of the content, which means that it can be in header and it can be in footer as well. When a toolbar is placed in Ion header, it will appear fixed at the top of the content, and when it is in Ion footer, it will appear fixed at the bottom. Full screen content will scroll behind a toolbar in a header or footer. When placed within an Ion content, toolbars will scroll with the content. So it means that if it is in the header or footer, it will be positioned at their places, but if it is in the content part, it will be scrolled with the content. Next is that we have some buttons over here. So here again we can use button inside our Ion toolbar, and for that we have Ion buttons. So buttons placed in a toolbar should be placed within the Ion buttons element. The Ion buttons element can be positioned inside of the toolbar using a named slot, and we have slot, secondary, primary, start and end. Then we can apply some border in MD mode. MD is actually Android. The Ion header will receive a box shadow of the bottom. It is written over here some predefined borders we have in the Ion toolbar. Then we will be having a box shadow at the bottom in the Ion header, and when the Ion toolbar is used with Ion footer, we will be having a border at the top. So the next thing is the usage part. Here they have provided the usage with Angular, JavaScript, React, Stencil and Vue. I am working with Vue, so I will be demonstrating how can we use Ionic component with Vue. So let's just see it. Simply the usage is like this. We will be using Ion toolbar. Inside that we will be placing all the content or all the titles or buttons, everything we want, like this. Here they have provided a title, so Ion title can be used like this. The next they have provided Ion buttons. That is, we have previously discussed that if we want to use buttons in our Ion toolbar, if we want to use a button in toolbar, then they must be kept in the buttons, and the buttons should have a slot decided in it. So I want a back button. So the syntax for this will be like this: back button will be placed in buttons component, then title, then after that again the title part, then we have button over here, different buttons we can use. Then we have a new thing, that is icon. How icon can be used in this? So this is all the usage of Ion toolbar. Another important thing is that if we want to use any component in Ionic, the most important step is, first of all, we have to import them, then only we should use them. It is possible to use them without importing. It is possible. It will throw error in the console, but the project will run. But the good practice is that first of all we should import the component, then only we should use the component in our markup. And the importing part is done in script. This Ionic view, this Ionic icons, all these are predefined in the node modules of our project. So the component will be imported in Ionic view folder. This is the icons which we want in our toolbar. They will be imported in Ionicons icon. This all is view related. Then after that, first step is importing a component. Second step is using them in the markup, and the third step is exporting them like this. So if this process is not used, then we won't be able to see the component in our page. So after that, the same again with the icons. First is we have to import, second we will use them, and lastly we have to return them to be displayed in our page. Then we have some properties, that is color. So Ionic already have some predefined color like primary, secondary, tertiary, success, warning, danger, light, medium and dark. They are predefined already, we can use them. Then mode, that is iOS, and MD, that is Android. We can decide the mode of our page. It depends upon the machine. Then we have some CSS custom properties, that is background, border color. We can use these properties for our Ion toolbar. Then we have slots and primary, secondary and start. So this is how our Ion toolbar actually works. After this we will be going towards our VS Code, and we will be seeing how we can use the different portions of toolbars and how we can create different toolbars using buttons, icons, titles and a mixed version of all of these. So this is our VS Code, and as we have started with Ion toolbar, I have told previously that Ion toolbar are used in header, then footer, and we can use in content as well, but it will scroll if we use them in the content. So first of all, they have, that is I have installed the blank template. I have chosen that. So I already have a Ion toolbar which contains a title, and how it looks like this. We have a box shadow over here. In the bottom we have a title. So I want the title to be demo. So I will just rename it like this. Ion title is used for providing title to a toolbar. So it is changed, and now I want button in my toolbar. So what I will be doing, I will be importing Ion buttons, because iron button. If we want a button in toolbar, we should put them in buttons component. So I want iron button. First of all, I have imported the iron button. Then I will be importing iron button. Just save it. And after my title, I want a button. So I will be using it like this. Buttons. Then just close it. And inside then iron button. And I want my button to have name save. Just save it, and the next step is exporting it. So iron button. Again, a good practice is that every component should be written in ascending order or according to alphabets in alphabetical order. So and this is applicable over here as well. Now just save this and go to our browser again. We are getting a save button over here. What will happen if we don't use the buttons over here? So let's just remove them and let's just see what will happen. I will remove them from here as well. Just save it and let's just see what we are getting. So we are getting a primary colored button over here. This is primary color, which is a predefined color of Ionic. So you have seen the difference of using buttons along with button component and how what will happen if we remove the buttons. So I will be putting them back again. If someone wants a button like this in the toolbar, we can use them like this. And if we want it to be filled, it to be clear, then we can place them inside the buttons. So I will be undoing everything. Then we have them in the uh, first part of the page of the toolbar, and it is just below my demo title. I don't want it to be like this, so I will be providing a slot to my button, and slot is actually used for positioning the components. I want the buttons to be placed at the end of the toolbar, so it is looking like this. If we put them a start, it is looking like this. So this is how the toolbar in header looks like with title and buttons. The next thing we will be seeing is how we can use icon along with toolbar. So for this we have to import an icon. Import. I want an icon of send from Ionic icon. So I have imported an icon of send or I should change it to add. Then I will be using it. I will be using it with buttons itself. So inside my buttons I will be creating a button. For this I want my item to be clickable as button, so I will be placing it in a button. Then for icon we have an icon. Then for providing the icon name we will be providing by this. I have used add. Then we will be closing like this, and we will be switching towards our script, and here I will be using setup method, and inside setup method I will return my icon. I have imported it, I have used it, then I have returned it. Just saved it, and we have a icon, and it is a clickable icon, and it is placed in our toolbar. So again we have seen we can provide color. So we can provide color like this. I want it to be danger, so I will be setting the color like this: danger, warning. These are all the predefined colors of Ionic. This is warning. So this is the way how we can create a toolbar in header, and same thing we can do is we can create them in and footer, and it will be just below our content. So before using them and footer, I will be copy pasting the same thing only. Just save it again and change the title from demo to end. Save it again, and we are getting a title in the header and in the footer. So this is the way how we can work with our iron toolbar, and how we can position them with the slot, how we can use color for them, color inside them. I want to change my title color, I can provide color here as well. Just set its color, and I want it to be primary, so I can change that as well. See, so this is the way for working with iron toolbar actually in Ionic along with the view framework.